made you wish Disney had never made Frozen? My first boyfriend came from the same strict religious church where we spent every Sunday singing about staying pure and learning why desire was dangerous. At 18, when the pastor's son chose me over all the other girls who memorized scripture just as perfectly, I thought I finally understood love. Everyone said we were perfect together, and he was everything my parents had been praying for with his blonde hair and athlete's build and those seminary school applications already filled out on his desk. We held hands during youth group and kissed with closed mouths in his car after church, both of us terrified and thrilled by these tiny rebellions against everything we'd been taught. 6 months into our relationship, Frozen came out in theaters, and he suggested we see it for our Friday date night. I loved how his eyes lit up during Let It Go, and thought it was sweet when he bought the soundtrack for his car. He'd been raised by narcissistic parents who criticized everything he did, so watching him enjoy something so purely made my heart swell. When he started humming Do You Want to Build a Snowman while we studied together, I just smiled and joined in. Our church friends thought it was adorable how we'd quote the movie to each other, and even his cold mother seemed to approve when she caught us watching it during a visit. The changes started gradually after Christmas when he asked me to braid my dark hair like Elsa's while we fooled around in his apartment. He bought me purple eyeshadow and silver jewelry, saying I looked beautiful when I wore them, and I felt special that he paid such close attention to details. When we finally became intimate, he played the movie in the background, which seemed quirky and romantic at the time. He'd whisper, "Let it go," when he finished, and I'd giggle because at least he wasn't quoting Bible verses like my ex-boyfriend used to do. Every date became a Frozen viewing party, but I didn't mind because I loved seeing him happy, loved how he'd pull me close during the emotional scenes and trace patterns on my skin. He started writing me love letters comparing me to Elsa's beauty, and while something felt off about the intensity, I told myself this was just how passionate love was supposed to feel. By spring, he was demanding I bleach my hair platinum blonde, and when I came out honey-colored instead, he gave me the silent treatment for 2 days. He created an entire outfit I had to wear whenever I visited since his apartment was the only place we could be alone. The ice blue top showed more cleavage than I'd ever displayed before, the white shorts were shorter than my church would allow, and the silver jewelry felt heavy and cold against my skin. He taught himself to do my makeup, layering purple shadow precisely to match the animated character, and his hands would shake with excitement as he transformed me. Our physical intimacy became scripted performances where I had to say certain lines and move certain ways while the movie played on repeat. When I suggested we try something different, maybe watch another movie or just talk, he accused me of not loving him enough to support his interests. The church counselor took his side when I tried to explain my concerns, reminding me that wives should submit to their husbands, and we were practically engaged anyway. Everything shattered the night he showed me a Pinterest board labeled Our Future Family, filled with blonde, blue-eyed children in Frozen costumes. I've been thinking about names, he said while scrolling through images of nurseries decorated with snowflakes and ice castles. Elsa for our first daughter, obviously, and maybe Anna for the second. My stomach turned as I watched him zoom in on a photo of a little girl dressed as Elsa, his fingers trembling as he traced her face on the screen. Doesn't she look perfect? When I pointed out that our children would likely have dark hair like mine, his face went cold. No, they'll be blonde, and we'll make sure they have blue eyes somehow. He pulled out a notebook filled with genetic research about eye color, adoption agencies that specialized in Scandinavian children, and fertility clinics that offered gender selection. I need my daughter to be perfect, he said, and that's when I realized he wasn't seeing me at all anymore. While we were together that night, he called me Elsa over and over, and when I started crying, he got angry. "You're ruining the magic," he hissed, pinning my wrists above my head. "Just be her for me." I felt his hands tighten as he forced me to sing For the First Time in Forever while he finished, my voice breaking on every note. I left him that week, but he found another girl from our church within a month, a natural blonde who didn't mind the costume requirements. 3 years later, I saw their wedding announcement and noticed her hair was dyed even lighter for the ceremony. Their daughter was born last winter, a platinum blonde baby they named Elsa after the character who destroyed us. His Instagram shows a perfect family in matching Frozen costumes, but if you look closely at his wife's eyes in every photo, you can see the same deadness I felt. Sometimes I drive past their house and see the ice blue curtains in the nursery window, and I wonder if that little girl will ever know her father named her after someone he wanted to bang. I wish Disney had never made Frozen.